So guys, I think we've just seen the worst, and I mean the worst call in the history of sport. I think we actually might have just seen the worst call in the entire history of sport. And like, this is a shock that it is actually not Dijonnai Carrington committing a flagrant.
DJ Carrington has quickly become one of the most polarizing figures in the WNBA, and the events of the Dallas Wings vs Golden State Valkyries matchup on July 26th only added fuel to the fire. What once felt like routine controversy has now turned into a defining moment, as Carrington, after weeks of drawing headlines for all the wrong reasons, found herself on the receiving end of the very treatment she once dished out. In a twist dripping with irony, this moment may go down as one of the most telling storylines of the 2025 WNBA season, reshaping how fans and critics alike view her presence in the league.
That call on Dijonnai when Tiffany literally flew over her, wild. And then if you saw Paige's face when it was like, I think like 55 seconds left on the clock or something like that, and the coach was like giving them the next play, bruh.
While inconsistent officiating has been a league-wide issue all season, Carrington had largely escaped the fallout of the WNBA's most questionable calls. Until now. That streak ended on July 26th, when the script flipped dramatically, and she found herself on the wrong side of baffling whistles. For the first time, Carrington felt the full frustration that players across the league have been voicing all year, marking a moment where the controversy finally came full circle.
Does not look nor play like she's 35. Okay, she be bringing it to them girls each and every night. She got that, acting like that face harness, okay, like to protect her face, her eyes, her nose, whatever that is. She be look like a dominatrix to me. I'd be like, bro, who is that? She looks like it's giving scarecrow, or like a black raven vibe, okay, like a hawk. Like she looks like a bird of prey. Okay, and that's how she plays. She plays like a bird of prey, while the other girls in the court are just worms to her. Okay, they are bird food because she be cooking and eating everybody.
If you're enjoying the breakdown, be sure to subscribe. With under 2 minutes remaining and Dallas trailing by 3, Janelle Salone launched a deep three that came up short, triggering a frantic scramble for the rebound. Carrington pursued the ball but made the smart, heads-up decision to pull back and let it roll out, securing possession for Dallas. Then everything unraveled. Tiffany Hayes came charging in at full speed and slammed into a stationary Carrington from behind, sending both players crashing hard to the floor. By any reasonable standard, it looked like a clear foul. Hayes initiated the contact and was completely out of control.
So the ball gets swung, Janelle Salone shoots the ball. It's coming out, it's coming out, it's coming out. So, Dijonnai Carrington is just shielding the ball out of bounds. She's just shielding the ball out of bounds, as you do. And Tiffany Hayes tackles her to the ground.
But shockingly, the referees inexplicably called the foul on Carrington, leaving even the most seasoned WNBA fans in disbelief. Let me say that again because it's almost too absurd to believe. Tiffany Hayes barreled full speed into a stationary DJ Carrington, knocked her to the ground, and somehow the officials decided Carrington was at fault. The call was so blatantly wrong that even critics who normally have no patience for Carrington couldn't help but admit it was a terrible officiating decision.
Able to draw a foul, I'm like, what is this? I mean, she almost deleted freaking Dijonnai. I thought, like, I was really gravely concerned for Dijonnai Carrington's life and health. I'm like, did y'all not just see Tiffany Hayes just throw her body up against her and slam her to the ground? This is crazy. Literally slammed her. Dijonnai Carrington got pushed into a freaking old white man's lap because of Tiffany Hayes jumping on her like she ain't got no sense.
Now, this is where the story takes an intriguing turn, and the karma factor comes sharply into focus. Normally, a call this egregious would ignite immediate outrage. Fans, players, analysts, and casual observers would all be up in arms over such a blatant officiating blunder. Social media would explode with criticism of the referees and messages of sympathy for the player wronged. But this wasn't a typical scenario, and DJ Carrington isn't just any player. The fan reaction was instant and ruthless, though not in the way you might expect. Rather than rushing to defend someone clearly victimized by a terrible call, the consensus was more like, good, she finally got a taste of her own medicine.
Was going down for a fast break layup. Dijonnai winds up and smacks her across the head, and Skylar is on the ground having a hard time getting up. But this was something where people are saying, okay, Dijonnai, this is happening a little bit too much for my liking. These hard fouls, these reckless plays are happening a little bit too much. And I want to show you guys one more play that was also in that game that actually injured Gabby Williams. Now, if you watch here, Gabby Williams is going up for a little mid-range jumper. Dijonnai jumps to try to block her, and she comes down to where Gabby Williams doesn't have enough landing space. So she lands in her landing space, and then Gabby Williams rolls her ankle.
The sentiment on social media was crystal clear. Fans who had long witnessed Carrington poke Caitlin Clark in the eye, commit multiple flagrant fouls, and employ what they considered dirty tactics suddenly felt a wave of satisfaction. Comments flooded in. Karma finally caught up with her. Now she knows how it feels. The reaction was so consistent that it became a story in its own right. Here was a player who had clearly been wronged by officiating, yet she received virtually no sympathy from the basketball community because of her past actions. It served as a striking example of how reputation and previous behavior can shape public perception, even when someone is unmistakably the victim of an injustice.
So once again, Dijonnai Ratchet as Carrington is back at it again, being the dirty player that she is, man. So now we're pulling players to the floor by their hair. But what did we tweet earlier this week, everybody? Y'all fans swear I'm such a dirty player. I'm so over this narrative. But I just play hard as fuck, and I just make a play on the ball, and I'm tired of people calling me a dirty player.
Calling it one of the worst officiating decisions in WNBA history might actually be an understatement. Carrington did everything correctly, chased the ball, pulled back, and held her ground, while Hayes, charging in at full speed, slammed into her from behind. Carrington never initiated contact, yet somehow the foul was called against her. By any rule or common sense, it should have been a foul on Hayes, or at the very least, no call at all. The decision was so indefensible that even Golden State fans who benefited from it struggled to justify it. Dallas supporters were rightly furious, not just because it cost their team possession at a critical moment, but because it epitomized everything wrong with WNBA officiating. The call completely shifted the momentum. What should have been Dallas ball turned into Golden State possession, and the Valkyries went on to secure a 10-point victory.
Dallas ball. But do you know what another referee called? Do you know what another referee called? So one says it's Dallas ball. Another referee, as you can see right here, Salon miss, Valkyrie's rebound. Apparently Tiffany Hayes got the rebound, and Dijonnai fouled Tiffany Hayes. Apparently Tiffany Hayes got the rebound and got fouled by jumping on Dijonnai Carrington.
The beautiful irony of this entire situation wasn't lost on anyone paying attention. Carrington had poked Caitlin Clark in the eye with no foul called and no punishment from the league. She had committed multiple flagrant foils that were later rescinded on appeal. She had created situations that required security intervention with referees. Through all of this, she had somehow avoided being on the wrong end of the officiating lottery that had been affecting other players all season. But on July 26th, karma finally caught up with her in the most perfect way possible. The timing couldn't have been more perfect either. This happened during a tight game where every possession mattered in a season where Dallas was struggling and needed every win they could get. The call directly led to points for the opposition and contributed to a loss that could have playoff implications down the line.